Hello YouTube. I have a repair in. Oh boy. And she's a beauty. Metal. And it's heavy. It is a Sansui. A Sansui 3000A. It's a very nice stereo. It's from the late 60s. The owner of this also has some Sansui, I think they're model P2000s or SP2000s or something like that. And they sound okay. They sound pretty good. This is a receiver that they were bundled with, I guess. You get your power, you get 2 speaker selections there. Loudness on or off. Listen to how solid the switches are. You get a volume knob right there. Bass, treble, balance, low and high filters, tape monitor, stereo, mono, and muting. FM muting, presumably. And there you get your tuning knob, your band selection. You get AM, FM mono, FM auto, and FM stereo. And you have, for the selector switch, tuner, phono, tape head, and aux. So tape head, I assume, is just another, is equalized for tape. I did take a look inside of this, and if you take a look at my videos of the Sansui 3000A, it looks very similar. Everything is modularized with their own separate boards. Changing the capacitors in this thing is going to be just a dream to do. Well, changing capacitors isn't exactly glamorous or a dream at all, but it makes things a lot easier. There's a very spindly little 60s style plug there. We literally pulled this out of his basement, so I doubt it's been fired up for years. It has all nickel transistors, which are the best kind of transistor amplifier. They're slow transistors, so they have very warm sound. There's the data plate right there. It's a little blurry, I know. It's a Sansui model 3000A, solid state AM, FM, multiplex, stereo tuner amplifier. 117 volts, power amplifier, 230 volt amps, with AC outlet, 150 volt amps, and total is 380 volt amps. So, there you go. You get a bar antenna here for AM. There's your antenna stuff right there. All screw terminals. These screw terminals I think are very annoying. Yeah, local and distant switch right there. You get your phono input. Move the antenna out of the way there. Tape head input. Your tape loop right there. The record and tape mon. Then you have aux input. Then you have the DIN jack for tape recorders, which is kind of a relic of the 60s and 70s. My reel-to-reel uses a DIN, and I often use a DIN when using the Revox reel-to-reel as well, but that thing needs work. You have an impedance selector for the speakers. You can either do 4 ohms or speakers that are 8 through 32 ohms. The 32 ohms right there is another relic of the past. There aren't too many speakers anymore that are 32 ohms. Most speakers I see these days are between 3 ohms and 16 ohms. 3 ohms being like, I don't know, surround sound system speakers and sometimes car speakers. Here are the speaker terminals, which are the old-fashioned kind, which are not too bad actually. I like the plastic separators a lot. I don't like screw terminals in general, but these actually aren't too bad. There's a power fuse. There's your 2 outlets. One is switched and one is not. And there's up here there's also an MPX separation control. Looks like a trimmer. So you can turn stereo reception completely off if you wanted to, which is kind of pointless on a receiver that already has an FM mono setting in the front. This thing is all metal. Just all metal. It's beautiful. I don't know if you can see that. I turned the tuning knob right there, and the thing does move, although a little slowly, so I might have to see. You turn it the other way, it moves nice and fast. Turn it this way, moves awfully slowly. So I might have to see about unbinding this. Yeah, it moves really slow. That one. Listen to the sound of the switches. That is solid. That is really solid. I would date this receiver to probably 1960. I would date this between 1966 and 68. My best guess would be 1967 or 1968. I'm willing to bet 67, but I'm not sure yet. We'll find out at some point. I'm not going to open this thing up on camera. I'll do that when I take it down to the workshop for repair work and for a variac test. I'm going to variac test this just so I don't blow any caps on the first fire up. And just thought I'd show you guys this because I think this is just an absolutely glorious piece of equipment. This is the golden era of solid-state amplifiers. Back in the late 60s and early 70s was when they sounded the best. And hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good one, everybody. Ciao.